Came as they crossed the line. Full Metal Jacket. Alcabil didn't do much. Well back Ancient Egypt, and Gardenzio, after leading, finished last.
Well, there was good specking there. They were bang on. Hard up against the inside, Rothrock. Too good, Paul Perry and Anna Roper, who saw a double on the day over Stay Tuned, who looked the winner with his big white nose roll. Weeby Jammin will wind up in third spot, and Wagga Wagga has made up a furlong. He's looking for further. He'll be winning one shortly.
Yeah, a few disappointing runs there. Alcabil seemed to find a nice position just off the speed, but was very plain in the run home. She's a tough mare, Rothrock. Win number 7 at start number 46, back up to the 1880 with the claim today, and that gives her first win here at Newcastle. The second and the third horse were brilliant, and Wagga Wagga is going to be better when he gets out of over further again.
Numbers here, 11, 12, 8 and 6 on race 6, halfway point of the quaddie. The big one is up next at Randwick.
Here with Tom Marquand, Dubai Honour. You've been jet setting, so you wouldn't have had a chance to sit on him, but what's the report?
Yeah, glowing reports, to be honest with you. Izzy's been super happy with him. He pulled up great from the Tancred, and it was a hard enough run, but I didn't think it was sort of a gut wrencher. But he's obviously got a very good horse to beat, and a few other good ones as well in there. But everything points the right direction with him and where he is physically.
What about thoughts from the gate?
Yeah, interesting one. I've said it a few times. I'd definitely rather be out than right in, for sure. Being back at the 2000, just that start being the start that it is. Obviously, we've had a few experiences of that now, and. If I couldn't have any of those middle six, I'd definitely have chosen out. But look, it's yourself. It's not an easy one. It's very much a sort of Williams left it with me, and I've got to try and figure it out on the way around and when the gates open. But he's a versatile horse, and at least we got that in our favour.
Best of luck, mate.
Thanks, Craig.
Queen Elizabeth time, I can't find any reason to oppose this outstanding mare, Via Sistina, shooting for another Group 1 and looking to equal the record of Winks of 7 Group 1s in a season. I think the minors will be fought out by Dubai Honour, and a very healthy respect for the Japanese horse, Roshan Park, with Christophe Lemaire making the trip down under.
OK, well, Tim Ryan, you wanted to make this your lay of the day, and also it was the barcode special. So what price is Via Sistina now?
Yeah, so she got to a high of $2.10. That was knocked off after Treasure of the Moment one. So a lot of multis rolling into Via Sistina. We were back into evens, but we've gone again. We're back to $2.10, so we're back leading the market. Top odds, and she's a $1.65 chance on the World Pool. So she's very well fancied there, but 210, tab.com.au, top odds in the land.
OK, the mounting yard for today's Queen Elizabeth Stakes is brought to you by Harvey Norman for all you need in furniture, bedding, electrical and technology. This is the big one, and here is number 1, Dubai Honour, looking for his second Queen Elizabeth and trying to give Tom Marquand and William Haggis their fourth.
Yeah, what a horse. He's an incredible seasoned traveller who did his thing again there first up in Australia, winning that Tancred. Previous winner, Sydney Cup winner, comes out of that race. Freshened back to 2000 on a drier track is the only little concern. I would have loved a soft track for him here.
He's an old superstar, Ronnie. And have a look at him parade there, the way that he flicks those front feet when he's walking out. He's got a beautiful action on him, beautiful temperament. He looks absolutely outstanding.
Now another visitor, and there's Christophe Lemaire, ready to mount up aboard Roshan Park for Mr. Tanaka, the trainer. And let's have a look at Roshan Park, and as is often the case, Ronnie, we see them bandaged up.
Yeah, he's a interesting horse. He's he's just different form here. He was sensational behind Rebels Romance in the Breeders' Cup Turf. That's back in November. He's only had one run since. He looked to have breezed up nicely at Canterbury during the week. There's support for him. There was $21 everywhere, pretty well everywhere on Tuesday, and he's single figures now. That speaks highly of him. So I think he's worth the risk here, just with that different form.
He's an absolute monster when you look at him in the enclosure, Ron. He didn't look that big at Trackworth the other morning, but he's a massive big leggy type. He's got a massive big stride on him as he parades here. His attitude's been great. He's got something kicking out over there, kicking the fence. But he's a really nice horse.
Light infantry man, Ethan Brown and Kieran Maher.
Well, he's a dominant Australian Cup winner who hasn't done a thing wrong in 3 runs back this prep. He's won 2 of his past 4. pretty well at Group 1 weight for age level, so that speaks enough of him.
Yeah, he's a really neat type of horse as well. He's well put together. He's beautiful muscle structure all over him. Another one, he's obviously feeling very, very well. He's been slightly up in the bridle since entering the yard. It looks good.
So Wolf number 4, Chad Schofield and Joe Pride.
He's big odds here. He may have looked a bit plain to the eye winning last start, but I'm not so sure. That was on a wet track in a slowly run race. So 2,000 metre run under his belt now. He's primed, and I just can't let him go at these odds.
A little bit of the old trail wolf in him today. He's pretty wound up in the yard here. All those little antics with him before, he's quite relaxed, but he's very, very revved up here in the yard today.
Yeah, he's ready to run through a brick wall. There's James Cummings. He's got Tom Kitten on the back up here from the Doncaster, and Ben Millam renews and continues his association.
Well, he should back up well, considering he didn't have a tough run last week. So I think he's ready for he's still got a big peak performance left in him, 2,000 metres now. Yeah, the more I look at it, the better chance he's got.
Yeah, looks absolutely outstanding in the yard here today. Not that he didn't last time out in the Doncaster, but he's just got a real glow about him here today, Ronnie. He looks terrific.
Now Vauban, number 6, Tim Clark riding for Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Vott.
Well, the stable seem to have him where they want him at the moment. It was a much better parade second up from him. He didn't shirk his task. He just not everything went right there. So, no, I'm not going to say no to him.
You couldn't say no to him, Ronnie. He looks absolutely outstanding. He's getting quite warm, though. He's getting quite revved up. I don't know whether it's because of the crowd or he's obviously just feeling very, very well. But there's no knock for him. But he's definitely feeling good.
Now we go to Buckaroo, number 7, Tommy Berry and Chris Waller.
I thought he was great first up in a race not run to suit. He's had a trial since. He's got great second up form, where 3 of his 5 wins have been second up. He's further forward today and goes in every trifecta you have.
He was very, very sedate and relaxed when he first walked in the yard, but he's starting to get a little bit wound up as he parades. Looks well.
Lindemann, number 8, Nashwilla and Chris Waller.
Well, he's yet to miss a place in 4 runs this prep at the top level, behind Via Sistina twice, Fangirl and Vauban. So to think he's the price he is just tells you the depth of this field. He's always super relaxed and casual, parading exactly the same. Again here today, his coat's glowing, walking out very freely. Yeah, another one with a big tick.
Faulkner Park, number 9, Tyler Schiller for Neesham and Archibald.
Convinced he's going better than ever if he's good enough. Place chance for sure. Hasn't turned a hair since being in the yard. He looks great.
Middle Earth, Jamie Mellon on for Kieran Maher.
Well-credentialed import. Just looking at his last run, he just might want to touch further now. He's very, very hot. He's been wound up since he's walked into the yard. He hasn't dropped the bridle at all, so yeah, he's getting quite warm.
Here's another one backing up from the Doncaster. It's the other Japanese horse. Lane to ride, Kimura Trains, it's Geoglyph.
Yeah, would have liked to see more in the Doncaster last week. He has to turn that form around quickly here. Couldn't fault his appearance. He looks really, really well in his appearance. No knock.
Okay, I think Vauban's about to go straight out here. The jockey jumped up on board Tim Clark and, yep, straight down the tunnel. Here is the favourite, number 12, Via Sistina, James McDonald and Chris Waller. James about to mount up. Here she comes.
Yeah, she's obviously the talk of the town, and so she should be with her record. Lovely, laid back big mare. Look, her reputation has her pretty short here, understandably so, in a high quality race, stacked full of depth, but she's the go-to horse, and I've got no argument with that. Obviously super consistent this time round, but it's definitely the best that she's looked this preparation. She's lost that sort of whispery hair look, and yeah, she looks outstanding.
All right, same colours, same connection, but with a black cap. It's number 14, Deny Knowledge, Mark Zara for Anthony and Sam Friedman.
Well, she's a 2,000 metre specialist who loves to roll along. She's been incredible at her past 2 preparations, and she won't be an easy beat to get past in the straight here. She was parading really, really well. As soon as Mark got up on board, she really come to life. So, yeah, big tick for mine.
They're heading to the gates, to the 2,000 metres for the Queen Elizabeth Stakes. Corey Brown, who have you settled on?
I ended up settling with number 2, Rawshan Park. I know Ronnie's been a big rap for this horse all through the week. I went out and watched the horse gallop there on Thursday morning. God, he didn't look that big out on the track, but when I seen him in the enclosure, he's a man mountain. He looked terrific in the yard. So, yeah, I'm with number 2, Rawshan Park. I am 2, 12, 4 and 1. I hope you're right. And just like I say, he's just got a little X factor here.
here. These Japanese horses at the top level, they say he's a really good Group 2 horse, and he's with the right run, he's a proper Group 1 horse, so I'll cop that. Needs a good ride, but he's got one of the world's best to produce that ride. Hopefully gets enough speed here. We've lost one of our leaders, which hurt, in full count Felicia, who was going to go forward with Deny Knowledge, but I'll take the risk. You can't knock Via Sistina, only that she's found one of the hottest races I've seen, depth-wise, and she's $2.10, but look, she's a very popular mare, and I can understand that, and if she does pull out that rating from the Cox Plate, there's no betting. Chia Wolf, the forgotten horse of the field, I say, and Dubai Honour, just too good to leave out. I'd love a spot for Tom Kitten and Buckaroo there, but 2.12, 4 and 1.
Favourite Via Sistina, the tab lay of the day today, 195 out to 210, albeit we're starting to weaken a little bit. We're only equal top price. We're the same price as the NOP, as she's $1.55 on the World Pool, and she's just too easy to lay to push her out any further than that. But she's over 60% of the total hold, and just as I say that, the 210 gone now into evens. We're seeing a wave of support for her, some big bets to the 210. She's into even money. Dubai Honour, the second pick. He's hard to lay today. He's almost our best way at tab.com.au. 6 out to 750. The Japanese Galloper's been well backed all week. 15 Tuesday, 11 this morning, now a $9 chance. Kale Wolf solid as a $14 chance today, as is Buckaroo. He's actually just in a roll today, 15 into 14. Tom Kitten in a bit today, 17 into 16. That is how it sits. The last 60 seconds of betting will be all important with these international gallopers. That'll give us a really good lead just as they're going into the gates. We'll know a little bit more, and they'll have an impact on the favourite's price, but she's now into evens and so easy to lay.
Okay, they've arrived at the start. Well, most of them have. Let's go behind the gates to Chantel Buckley.
Well, I can tell you that Vauban has completed the obligatory toilet stop. That's just something that he has done every single time I've seen him. He is hot, but we've learnt that now. That's him, and he's always going to be. He's not above himself. He's standing here. Tim's just giving him a rub down the neck. So that's just the way Vauban is going to parade every time we see him now. Chael was up on the toe in the yard, and he hasn't been like that lately. So he might be on song. It might be a real positive thing for him. He's walking around with his ears pricked. Chad's just keeping him out of the way, and he's arrived in absolute tip-top order. I know why Corey put Rushan Park on top, because he's a beautiful individual. He came up near me as I was cantering around, and he's a massive big. So I can certainly see why he was taken by him. Deny Knowledge was full of himself in the yard, and he's quite hot as he's arrived around. Tyler gave Faulkner Park a really nice warm-up. He was one of the last to arrive. He went right down to the straight, and he's really good. Buckaroo has come on from that run last start, and in leaps and bounds actually, so he's great. Via Sistina, she was quite keen cantering around to the gates, and she's just absolutely in pristine order as she normally is. There's nothing that ever seems to faze her. Lindemann, fantastic once again. Dubai Honour, who's right in front of me now, he's looking fantastic. So all of these horses looking really well. Middle Earth is probably very worked up. I don't know a lot about that horse, but probably not a great parade from him. Light Infantryman is much the same, very, very hot.
Thank you, Shani. 3:56 local time here in Sydney, Australia. 6:56 a.m. in London. Good morning, William Haggis. And 2:56 p.m. in Tokyo, where they'll be watching in as well to see this horse, Geoglyph, and the more fancied Rushan Park run. Back to Tim Ryan. Via Sistina, what price is she now?
Yeah, she stays evens, but I'm not sure how long she'll stay evens. The anticipated real late money for Dubai Honour and Rushan Park hasn't come. They're solid, $7.50 and $9, but I was expecting a late firm. It hasn't come. I don't think the evens will last long. I think she might just jump odds on.
Every year, there's so much anticipation for this race, which is built up into something special. And we never know what we're going to get, whether it be a Pride of Jenny or a Nash to the outside fence, or one of these Haggis individuals who just keep winning. Let's find out. The Queen Elizabeth Stakes, 2,000 metres, and Darren Flindell.
the Selwood Stakes, and Wolf moves up to the outside draw in the hands of regular rider Chad Schofield. So they're locked and loaded. The favourite drawn, Barrier 1 via Sistina. Stand by. Off here on the Queen Elizabeth Stakes. Faulkner Park jumped well with Tom Kitten, Lindemann and Geoglyph's pretty handy. Now Deny Knowledge is a few lengths off the lead. Wider outline Infantryman and Via Sistina about midfield. Bayona bursting through the pack, improving together with Vauban. Roshan Park's back but in a wide position from Middle Earth, and Wolf's been snagged back to last. Lindemann got to the front and is going to hand up now. Deny Knowledge, it's her duty to lead them up, the year-long mare, and Deny Knowledge strides to the front by 2 lengths on Light Infantryman. Lindemann was happy to take the sit in third, 2 lengths away to Geoglyph, a lot handier in the run. On the inside of Tom Kitten, 2 lengths further back to Bayona, who's just shading Buckaroo and Via Sistina, almost in the second half of the field there in the white cap. The Japanese stallion Rusham Park the outside and the red cap, followed then by Faulkner Park, Middle Earth, Vauban second last, and 2 lengths away to Wolf, about a dozen lengths off the lead. So Deny Knowledge keeps the gallop good in the lead, out by 2.5 on Light Infantryman. Then Lindemann in a very handy third, 2 to Tom Kitten, who's just tugging along at this point. Geoglyph there on the fence from Dubai on a camp right behind them. Further back to Buckaroo, Via Sistina on the fence, Rusham Park on a 3-wide path as they come up to the 600 metres now. And Deny Knowledge the front runner, but Lindemann comes off the fence and Nash is going to challenge a long way out. It's Deny Knowledge being joined by Lindemann coming around the turn, who takes the lead. Then Tom Kitten, Dubai is winding up on the outside from Light Infantryman, and now Via Sistina. She's looking for the runs behind them. She'll have to go back to the inside. Lindemann takes the lead to the 200, but here comes Via Sistina. She's slicing through the pack. Dubayana and Wolf down the outside, but Via Sistina takes the lead inside the 100. She's drawn clear from Dubayana and Tom Kitten, and Via Sistina equals the record of the Great Winks with 7 Group 1s in a season. What an emphatic victory there in the Queen Elizabeth, beating Dubayana and Tom Kitten. Then Lindemann, Roshan Park led on the scene from Wolf, then Middle Earth, a gap further back to Faulkner Park from Buckaroo, Light Infantryman, Vauban, Deny Knowledge dropping out, and Geoglyph was last in.
This incredible mare has done it again, Via Sistina, after what was heartbreak last year when they all missed the boat behind Pride of Jenny. Via Sistina finally claims her Queen Elizabeth. 13 wins on the board from 24 starts in a career now. This 7-year-old mare by Fastnet Rock. She came here, immediately won in the Ranvet. That was 12 months ago, and she's gone on a rampage ever since. 12, 1, 5 and 8. Number 1, Dubai Honour, has run second. So a win and a second for Dubai Honour in this great race. Number 5, Tom Kitten, has run third. Number 8 has run fourth, and that is Lindemann. And then Wolf, and then Rusham Park.
Yeah, it was looking a bit hairy for her for a long way there, but class prevails, and I think that's another track record, and that's an old one, Hampton Court, I think, and so just outside, was it? Okay, just outside the track record, but track record style performance. He was gallant in defeat, Dubai Honour. Tom's run really well, Tom Kitten, and what can you say? What a champion mare she is. To do what she's done in this short time in Australia is amazing.
Absolute superstar win there, Ronnie. Like you said, it looked like James was in a bit of a tricky situation there at the top of the straight, but he just bided his time. Once he got the runs and he pushed the button, she was electric. She was an absolute superstar there today.
Yes, she's just outside the track record held by Hampton Court at 2 minutes point 3. She's run 2 minutes point 41, and it's easily the fastest Queen Elizabeth ever run. The race record held by... The race record was held by... No, that can't be right. The race record, I'll double check that race record. No, that's a class record, not a race record. A class record is held by Happy Clapper at 2 minutes point 66. Of course, Happy Clapper didn't win this race, but that's a class record. So open weight for age, 2 minutes point 66. It's a a class record, but Hampton Court, he ran the 2 minutes .3 in a Spring Champion Stakes as a 3-year-old. Here's McDonald bringing Via Sistina back. Another great mare adds her name to this honour roll. So she joins Pride of Jenny Winks, who won it 3 times. And she sits comfortably along any on this honour roll. So for Yulong, they've bought big and they've bought plenty. But this is the best they've purchased. She arrived in our shores, but it's just got better and better and better and better. Mr. Zhang of Yulong bringing Via Sistina back in. So what a day they've had. The Oaks with Treasure of the Moment and the Queen Elizabeth with Via Sistina. In the space of a little over an hour, Mr. Zhang has seen 2 outstanding filly and mare, Treasure of the Moment and Via Sistina. Salute the judge.
Absolutely outstanding, Greg. And like you said earlier, she was great. But this mare here, she's an absolute freak. Just the way she done that. Obviously, she drew soft. She was always going to get a nice enough run, but looked a little bit sticky at the top of the straight there. But once James got the gaps and the momentum, she was electric.
Look at her go there. She got through Ronnie. She has that turn of foot. McDonald found daylight and she did the rest. And there we're looking Dubai on her. He just had the audacity to just keep coming and coming and coming.
Yeah, well, when he got shoved to the fence behind Geoglyph there, early in the race, you think alarm signals, but he just kept his powder dry, James, and when they all got itchy, he waited that extra couple of strides, and it paid a big dividend. Other than panicking and trying to get out of the situation, he just knew he had the mare underneath him that could deliver something like that, and it was something special.
Okay, look, we can't get Chris Waller, we can't get James McDonald, so we'll have to hand it back to the studio and we'll come back with more.
Yeah, like to have a few more like her. And we've got a great team, but she just shows that the difference between a good horse and a champion. So,
what were you thinking in the run?
I'm thinking that we were saving ground. It was an economical run, and we had the right man aboard. James has continued to mature and not panic, and that's the key to winning these big races. The big jockeys win them all the time, and to have one of them on your horse's back, it's a big plus for your team.
What about when she saw a bit of daylight, when he eventually weaved through and hit that gap? It's quite dynamic.
Yeah, it was good to see. She's a big horse, and she's quite scary, really, because we don't ask her too much at home. We just hold it together and know that it's their race day. And so, yeah, you are looking for them to sprint, and when she sprinted, acceleration was there.
She's uncomparable to any other horse you've had because you got her during her career. You got her from overseas, but it feels like she's gone to another level.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, we're still getting to know her. It's as simple as that, and she's well into her twilight years, but yeah, it's scary, really, how good she is.
Fascinating 12 months, really.
It has been.
That's all it's been, 12 months.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, and she missed the race last year with we just miscalculated. And full credit to Pride of Jenny and Declan Bates, and Kieran, they won the race. They pulled our pants down.
Does that make up for it?
Yeah, it does.
You've been waiting 12 months for that.
Yeah, exactly. No, it was a tough day that day, but hey, I shouldn't be crying.
And you, Mr. Zhang, he's had a big day. He's had a big hour, really, seeing Treasure of the Moment. And now your girl.
Yeah, great supporter of racing. He's brought a lot of money to Australia, which is great for the bloodstock economy. He's pushed the values right up, and he's not afraid to have a go and race these horses. So, yeah, it's an honour to be training for him.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Here's James.
Well done, Jay, mate. We say it every time she goes around, but how good is she?
Yeah, she's very good. And the trainer that trains her, he just picks her up beautifully every time. You know, he did it for a Cox Plate. He's done it for a Queen Elizabeth, and look, you could poke holes in her performances coming into today because she hasn't been winning by big margins, but that's the type of horse she is now. She's only does what she has to. She felt like she was going to rip away, and then at the furlong, and she's just doing enough, you know. So very good horse. There was one little worrying moment, but it's I thought the one I was following was going to kick for a gap, and he just didn't go for it, and I ended up back off him. But she was superior in the end. Once they got those gaps, sliced through, bang.
Well done, mate.
Thanks.
Okay, we've got more action still to come. Queen Elizabeth going to Via Sistina, beating Dubai Honour. Coming up next, the Queen of the Turf Stakes. Can Waller do it again? He's got Fangirl and a Tissue. We've got 2 to go on day 2 of the championships.
BP Ultimate cleans dirt from inside your engine to help keep it performing at its best. Fuel up with BP Ultimate for ultimate performance. Winning on the course,